I, mm, it's quite silly and ridiculous to see myself always think about all of the things that I'm supposed to do in my process of establishing a living reality as myself where equality exists, actually exists. But I always insist on making this simple thing called process into grown up material. Yeah, grown up material. When it's actually as easy as walking, physically walking. I mean, when I walk, I'm not concerned about which muscles are firing and how I'm aligning my body. I just walk. So in the same way, I can be walking my process like that, simplicity. Yet I refrain and I stop myself from judging myself. This is a point. At the moment, I'm experiencing some self doubt in myself, seeing myself being so ridiculous, always walking around the door, so to speak, instead of placing my hand on the handle, me placing my hand on the handle of the door and opening it and walking through it to actually live and apply myself. Now that I've made solid this point that has been cycling within myself, moving on to today. Yeah, today I went to a lecture held by a Princeton professor on astrophysics, and as I was listening to the lecture, I had immense trouble concentrating, listening to what this man had to say. And then I was going into all of these judgments of, oh, what are the practical applications of astrophysics? And then speculating according to what my thoughts bring up of, oh, why are we doing all of this scholarly work when half of the world is starving? Isn't it common sense to take care of our own people before we even start delving into these subjects? And generally judging scholarship and academic academia academia, like the entire academic industry And I say industry because it's fueled by money. That's the only way academics can do what they do. They have to get paid for it. And I stop. It's not me. I stop. See, this is an example of how dishonest I am with myself. It's not nice to be dishonest to yourself, to myself. Whenever I be dishonest with myself, I'm always in some sort of conflict with myself. Oh, conflict. Interesting point opened up. Since being in the mind means always being in some form of inner conflict, to establish oneness and equality in myself by applying myself and correcting myself in every moment, I have to create and support the complete opposite of conflict. And the verb for not creating conflict is embracing, compared to opposed to accepting, no, opposed to arguing. Arguing creates conflict, and to some degree asserting, like asserting my opinion on someone, or asserting my opinion on myself, especially. Um, that was quite emotional. I stopped. Yeah, it all boils back down to simplicity. I keep on making it so complicated when it doesn't have to be. As I've written in today's piece of writing, I'll say it here. The process of establishing equality in myself and thus becoming part of the solution to create equality in this world so that it's no longer a lofty ideal but an actual living element that pervades every aspect of any person's life. It really is as simple as just doing it, breathing, establishing myself in every moment as every breath, as the in-breath and out-breath, directing myself in every breath to see into myself, refraining from judgment, from judging myself, and from judging others, and this, to stop judging, is to embrace. And I can, and embracing myself does not mean that I accept who I am in self-defeat. It establishes the point within me of I am comfortable in my own skin, because at the moment I feel like I'm always running away from myself as all of the atrocities that I've committed. And that's not useful. It's a form of procrastination, of not having to, not forcing myself, not pushing myself to be myself. It sounds ridiculous, but it happened. It is happening. Self-forgiveness, yes, very important. Living self-forgiveness, which relates to the point of self-honesty and living self-forgiveness. You cannot separate the two. I have to self-forgive myself in every moment in order to be self-honest with myself. So to conclude, I am finding myself complacent in my self-application, and instead of actually applying myself in every moment, I would, as I have described it, casually delved into imagined scenarios and generally thoughts, emotions, and feelings. Instead of finding myself here and applying myself here, it's not difficult. Yet the fact remains, I did not apply myself here, and I went into all of these distractions. I allowed and accepted myself to go into all of these distractions. I start over again. Ever since that fall, which I documented in my vlogs, I have complicated my process extensively. I lost, I lost that element of innocence in walking my process, just walking, nothing else. And now I'm in the process of regaining that innocence, in that simplicity in every moment of applying myself. So that's where I am today. Thank you for watching.